You're listening to AI PRISM from Seoul Economic Daily.
It's Thursday, June 25th. Let's look at what's happening in Korea's property market.
Yeah, there is a lot to unpack today.
For sure, because, if you're a foreign resident or a property investor here, you're probably asking two big questions. Is now the right time to buy? And do these regulations actually change your loan limit?
Right, and to answer that, we briefly need to establish this dual pressure context because we have these incredibly strict loan caps basically battling a chronic housing supply shortage.
Yeah, it's a huge squeeze. So just looking at the data, 20,688 apartment transactions occurred across 6 non-regulated zones in H1 2026, which is a 64.8% surge, as displaced buyers shifted demand to areas like Guri and Hwaseong Dongtan.
Oh, wow, that is a massive jump.
Right.
And Seoul's 40% LTV cap and 6 billion won, or $4.3 million US dollars. Mortgage ceiling tightened financing last year, pushing average prices in Guri up 9.3% to 721 million won, which is about 515,000 US dollars, and Dongtan to 813 million won, or 580,000 US dollars.
Really? That fast?
Yeah, and sellers canceled 12,248 signed contracts in these zones, expecting further price appreciation, while the government accelerated metropolitan public housing groundbreakings to 62,000 units for 2026.
Man, it's like water finding cracks in a dam, especially when you factor in gap investment leveraging Korea's Gene's lump sum deposit system.
Oh, absolutely. The Gene system is a huge driver there.
Right, so I have to ask, even if the hashtag co-KPI fluctuates, property demand just floods non-regulated zones, won't the government just expand the dam?
Well, yeah, and Worry Bank is actually already flagging these suburban surge areas as candidates for immediate 40% LTV cap designations.
Okay, wow.
So current regulations heavily disadvantage end buyers relying on leverage, as the 40% LTV cap and 6 billion won, or 4.3 million US dollars, mortgage ceiling restrict financing for, mid to upper range purchases.
Right, and these mortgage restrictions are widely considered close to failure because they merely displace demand into suburban zones and concentrated purchasing power among wealth transfer recipients.
Exactly. And because the structural supply correction of 62,000 new units will take years to build, the near-term environment remains tilted towards sellers, requiring buyers to navigate carefully without viewing this as financial or investment advice.
That's today's AI PRISM Real Estate. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI PRISM is a One Eye for award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI PRISM from Seoul Economic Daily.